Okay, so we're going to go over page 153 and 154 today. We're not going to do all of it. We're just going to spend some time doing it together, and then I'll assign some for you to do on your own, and then we're going to call it good. Okay, so we have talked about nouns and what they can act as, right? Obviously, they can act as subjects, right? The other thing we've been learning about is they can act as objects of the preposition. They're the noun in the prepositional phrase. The other thing, they can be as a direct object. So if Gabe threw the football, okay, then what Gabe threw, the football would be the direct object. Okay? Gabe would be the subject. Okay? Today we're going to talk about indirect objects. And then we're going to talk about labeling them. All right? So an indirect object still receives the action of the verb just indirectly. That's why it's called an indirect object. Thing to know is indirect objects are never in prepositional phrases. So the prepositional phrase will never be the indirect object. So if you see an in prepositional phrase with a noun in it, don't ever think it's the direct object or the indirect object. Also, they can be compound. There can be more than one of them. Okay? All right, so let's look at what an indirect object would look like. So if you're going to have an indirect object, you have to have a direct object. So you're going to have both of them in the sentence. You won't have an indirect object without a direct object. Okay? Because the direct object, hold on a second, my papers is blowing away. I'm on the porch. Okay. So the direct object will directly receive the action of the verb, and then the indirect object receives it indirectly. When you look for them, so I just had a bunch of two motorcycles go down the road and they're doing wheelies. That looks pretty cool. They're bored. Everybody's bored. Okay, anyway, look at number 1. All right, so Mark gave Dylan the basketball. Mark is the subject. He's doing the action, and his action is giving. He gave. Well, what did he give? He gave the basketball. The basketball is your direct object. Who did he give the basketball to? That would be Dylan. So Dylan is the indirect object. You see that? Okay. All right, let's look at number 2. I asked Cody a question. Subject would be I, and I asked. What did I ask? I didn't ask Cody. Well, you did ask him, but you asked a question. So the question is the direct object. You asked a question to who? Cody. Cody would be the indirect object. I-O. The teacher gave the class a test. Teacher's the subject. Gave is the verb. What did the teacher give? She gave a test. To who? The class. John and I told the group our jokes. John and I are both the subject. They told, what did they tell? They told jokes. To who? Or to whom? The group. Anna, the subject, she baked. What did she bake? She baked cookies. For whom? Her father. You can always ask like to or for. For whom, for what, to whom, to what. Lauren wrote her mother and grandparents a letter. So here, Lauren is your subject. She wrote something. She wrote a letter To whom? Mother and grandparents. The pitcher threw the catcher the ball. The pitcher threw, what did he throw? To whom? All right. Marcus gave Logan his old fishing rod. Marcus gave, what did he give? A rod. Fishing would describe it. To whom? Logan. All right, Gabe, you get number 9. Jose sent his family a card. So, Gabe, what's the subject? Great. What's the verb? Good. What did he send? Good. He sent a card. To whom? Perfect. Got it? April, you do the last one. I told my dad the truth. What's the subject? I. What's the verb? Told. What did you tell? Truth. To whom? Dad. Okay? These are nice, simple sentences to get us used to them. Now let's go to the next page. Is it? Yep. All right. Now we're going to talk about diagramming them. And this is where I'll do a few of them with you. And then I'm going to leave you to do some on your own. Okay? I think what I'll do, I love how they stick these big long ones in the middle. I think what I'll do is do these big long ones here with you. Okay? And then I'll assign some of the shorter ones with you since this is new. All right. The mother blue jay caught her babies some worms. All right. The subject would be blue jay. I am thinking blue jay. Let me look in my book. Blue might be an adjective for jay. Some others, if I get confused on those. Let me see. Diagramming. Yep, nope, I was right. So blue jay is the subject, the whole thing. Blue is an adjective, because that is the name of the bird. Okay, the blue jay caught. And the blue jay caught worms for her babies. Okay, so before we diagram, let's look up here and look how we diagram it. So here's your subject. Here is your verb. Direct object gets a straight up and down line that does not go through. And then it almost looks like a prepositional phrase under here, under the verb. And the reason is because you're almost saying either to or for all of these to find them. And so it's like an understood to or for, but you don't write it. If it's more than one, this is how we'll do it. We'll make a rocket for it. All right, so let's diagram the mother blue jay caught her baby some worms. All right, I don't have hardly any room here, but I'm going to do my best. So I have the blue jay, right? And she caught worms. And that shouldn't be under that line at all. I hope that doesn't confuse you. Let me go like that, okay? And she caught it for babies. So that's the only thing you have to diagram, okay? If you want to get fancy and get some extra credit, because I love doing that, you can put in the and mother, both describing the blue jay, right? Her babies, and some, lots of adjectives, some worms. Okay? I'm going to erase everything so I can do this again. All right, let's look at number 9. Mother or Dad always reads Ava and me a story before bedtime. Oh, lots of compound things. We have a Mom and Dad both being subjects. They read. Always is always an adverb. Sorry. Reads is your verb. And what do they read? They read, oh, you know what? Let's get back into this habit. We should have done that first. I break my own rules all the time. We should always look for prepositional phrases and get them out of the way. All right, so what does mom or dad read? Stories to Ava and me. All right, lots of things to diagram in this one. So first of all, we have 2 subjects. We have mom. We have dad. Oh, dad shouldn't be capitalized, should it? And then or. Oh, yeah, it should be because you're using dad as his name. So even though it's not the beginning of the sentence, you still want to diagram it. I mean, you still want to capitalize it. My bad. And this is the word or, if you can see that. Put a line. Let's do the verb. Reads. And what do they read? A story. To, which we won't write. This is not really there, is it? I don't think no. Ava, if they did put a to, then it would become a prepositional phrase, which is kind of crazy. To Ava and me, which is kind of labeled like a prepositional phrase. Ava and me. Now we just did all of the essential stuff. Now we can add extra. Oops. Go back. Where'd it go? There we go. I should probably actually put this a little further over because you can put always right here. That came before those, so always should go before that. A story before bedtime is saying when you read it, so you really should put it here before and then bedtime, which is crazy. And you even see what I'm doing. So you have always, and then you have this Ava and me, and then before bedtime. Okay, boy, that's crazy. That's fun though. I love diagramming. The crazy thing is I didn't even learn to diagram until I went to college. Never learned it in high school. All right. I went to a Christian school, but it did not use a Becca. I don't even know if there really was a Becca when I went in high school. Okay. Let's do number 10. The man brought his wife some perfume and some flowers. All right. Subject is the man, and he brought perfume. Oops, I should underline that. He brought perfume and flowers to his wife. Okay, now let's diagram it. The man brought Let me make this a little bit shorter because I have to, oops, it's made disappear. Because I have to make it go like this. He brought perfume and flowers and okay. That's the main part we have to diagram. I lost this. All right. Let's do the extras for extra credit. The man brought his wife some perfume and some flowers. Let's see. Lily, don't bark. Next baseball. I'm going to do number 11. Hello. Doing good. Jeremy? Yeah, he's done pretty well. Hold on, let me I'm taping a lesson. Okay, I'm back. Some people walking down the street. Wanted to say hi. All right. I wanted to find one. Oh yeah, number 11. This one's going to be a good one to diagram because we've got a compound verb here going. Okay. The man, no, not that one. Jackson collects baseball cards, number 11. Jackson collects baseball cards and gives his friends the duplicates. All right. So, the subject is Jackson, and he does two things. He collects and he gives. Okay? So, for the first verb, we only have what he collects, right? He collects cards. Whoops, I'll need to underline that. He collects cards, direct object. Secondly, he gives the duplicates to his friends. So the second verb has an indirect object. Technically, he gives, well, no, he doesn't give the baseball cards to his friends. He gives the duplicates to his friends, right? All right, so let's diagram it. Jackson. While I'm doing this lesson with you guys, I'm trying to think of the name of the lady who was just talking to me. She knew my name, and I think I remember her from when I worked at the bank. And I can't remember her name, and I'm feeling terrible. Okay. Jackson. Okay, let me make this shorter. There we go. Because I have to split it up. All right, so Jackson collects and give that the direct object, right? Gonna run out of space here. I can't write past the page. Cards. And he gives duplicates. I'm gonna run out of space. Okay. He gives duplicates. All right. To friends. All right. What else? So I think that's all that we had to diagram. But we can put baseball under here, which I definitely can't fit. So I'm going to put BB for baseball because that describes the cards. His would go under friends. And the would go under duplicates. That would be the extras. All right. I want to find one more that has maybe a preposition. Oh, let's do this one. Oops. Let's do number 12 together because it's also a question. All right, number 12. Do I have a pen? There we go. All right. Didn't Jesus teach his disciples a lesson about prayer? About prayer. is the prepositional phrase. So we're going to get rid of it first. That's what we should do all the time. Okay? All right. So this is a question. So we've got the subject in between the verb. Jesus did. He didn't, but for grammar's sake, we say did. NT will act as an adverb. Okay? What did he teach? He taught a lesson. To whom? His disciples. Okay? All right, let's diagram it. We have Jesus did teach not lesson is the direct object, right? The not is extra, but disciples is the indirect object. And I think we just did all the essential stuff. Now, the NT, or this should not be not, it should be NT. Okay? His disciples will be an adjective. A lesson. And about prayer is describing what kind of lesson. So this is a prepositional phrase describing the lesson. Okay? Fun. Okay. So we did... Which ones did we do together? We did this one. We did this one. We did this one. And this one. And this one. Right? I think we did. All right. So what I want you to do on your own, how about you do the rest of these? 1 through 7. And 13, 14, 15. I want you to label them first, like I did, so you know what to diagram. And then on another sheet of paper, go ahead and diagram them. Anything besides subjects, verbs, direct objects, and indirect objects will be extra credit for you. Okay? If you do this page, when you do this page, not if you do this page, but when you do this page, guys, can you please put your name up top, put that it's language. I'll be able to figure that out probably, but put on there that it's page 154 so I know what to look at when I grade it. All right, you guys, have a great day. Miss you guys. I'm going to go work on that Zoom now. All right, let me save it. Ooh, 23 minutes. That was a long lesson. Sorry. See you later.